Hi, today I'm going to show you how to send an email to lots of individual people using the mail merge facility within Microsoft Word. So this is going to incorporate an email written in Microsoft Word, a list that we're going to keep in Excel, and it's going to send it all through Outlook. But the end result is that we send lots of individual emails to lots of people rather than one generic email that gets sent to a big distribution list. So to do this, I'm starting in Word here, but I'm actually going to skip over to Excel and show you my list of people that I'm going to send this to. So it's just a list of staff I've got here. You can see every staff member has an email address in this list. That's really important. So a couple of other important things about this are that I have named the sheet that my list is in. Okay, I've given it a proper name down here. I could leave it as sheet 1, but later on in the process you'll see that it makes life a bit easier if I know what that sheet is called. The really important thing is that the columns all have headers, and those headers are all in row 1. So if you've got any titles on this, you need to delete those. Make sure that they've gone and that your headers are all on row 1. Obviously each record has various bits of information, various fields in, and one of those fields must be an email address, otherwise this really isn't going to work because you need to obviously send it to someone's email address. The other fields in here are all things that we can sort of customize in the emails that we send out to people. So instead of just sending it to Dear Sir or Madam or something like that, I can actually send it to Dear Adam Long, Dear Anna Morris, Dear Annie Phillips, and it's going to change with each email that I send out. So once I've got my ducks in a row in regards to my list of people here, I can go back to Word and start this mail merge. So to do that, I go to the Mailings tab on the ribbon, and I start from here, Start Mail Merge. Okay, now this is laid out really nicely. So if we start from the left, these two things are a completely different lesson for another day, but if we start from Start Mail Merge, everything then happens in sequence. So we can work our way along this, this menu until we get to Finish and Merge at the end. So I want to start the mail merge, and I'm going to go to Email Messages. That's what we're concentrating on today. That then changes the view from the normal page layout view to this more outline view. And that's just more akin to writing an email, so we're not constricted by the boundaries of a page here. We haven't got margins and things. We can just type, and we're only constricted by the size of the computer screen and the window. Apart from that, it's perfectly normal. It can be a little bit jarring to see it in this way, but it's fine. It's how an email is drafted. The next thing we need to do is select the recipients. So I can click on here. We've got Type a New List, which we can do that all manually, but by far the easiest thing to do is to use an existing list. So now I've got to find that list, and I will find this list up here in the lesson files. And there we go, in the mail merge list there. Click Open. Now it's going to ask me which sheet I want to use, which is why it's important that I've named the sheet. Obviously, if I'd have kept it as sheet 1, that's fine. I just need to remember that it's called sheet 1. If I've got hundreds of sheets, that might be difficult. And it is important that the top row is where I have the headers for my columns. Okay, that's really best practice. It can be done without that, but it's definitely going to make life a lot easier to have your column headers and make sure this box is ticked. Click OK. And absolutely nothing dramatic happens at this point. Okay, the only thing that's happened is that all these options now become available to us. This is now linked to that list in Excel. So I can edit the recipient list. If I click on here, I can do things like deselect individual people that I don't want to receive this email. Or I could use filters in here and only send it to a certain region here. You can also do that within the Excel spreadsheet, but you can fine-tune it a little bit within Word as well. For now, I want to actually send it to everybody, so I'm going to leave that as is. Click OK. Now I'm going to start typing my email at this point. Say Dear, and I want to put in the person's name. Okay, but I obviously just don't want to type in Adam Long's name in here. I want that to be dynamic. I want it to change with every email. So this is where I can move on to this section here, Write and Insert Fields. Now these two, address block and greeting line, are mainly for if you're typing letters, and what we're interested in here is insert and merge field, where we've got a lot more control over which bits we put in where in our email. So if I click on the drop down arrow here, I've got an option of all the different columns within my list. So I'm going to start off with name, comma, So obviously that just says name for now. That's just a placeholder. Okay, inside these triangular brackets, it's just a placeholder, and it means that when we do merge it, that will be replaced with the actual name from each individual record. Just a quick email to say big congratulations to everyone in the insert merge field and department team. So this will change to say things like admin, marketing, sales. Well done and keep up the hard work. Regards, the boss. Okay, so I've put in my fields, and obviously we could put in a lot more to this. This could be a much bigger email. It could be really detailed, have lots and lots of bits and bobs in there, but we've just put in a couple of fields in here, this name and department. Once we put something in, you'll see this bit's become active as well. So we can click on the highlight merge fields button, and that just highlights any of the merge fields in grey, which if you've got a much longer email is going to help you pinpoint which bits are going to be dynamic. Okay, that's just a toggle. You can turn it on and off, and it doesn't matter if you keep it turned on. When we send this, that these fields aren't going to be highlighted. This is just for our eyes only. So as I move across here, then we've got this section here for previewing the results. So once I'm happy with my email, I can click on the preview results button here, and you can see it says Adam Long and administration. I can use these navigation buttons to navigate through and see all the emails I'm going to send. Okay, this is just a toggle button. I can turn it on and off. So I could turn it off and edit my email if I wanted to. Once I'm happy with everything, whether this is turned on or off, it doesn't really matter. I can go to finish and merge, and I'm going to send email messages. Okay, now it's going to ask me here, where am I sending them to? So where is the email address stored within my list? Which column? And it's in the email address column. Okay, it's clever enough to have picked that out. I can manually change that if I want to, but obviously that's where I want it to be. The subject line, I can say a big well done. I'm going to keep the mail format as HTML. You can decide to send all the emails at once, or you can send it in batches, like for example 1 to 500. Some email servers can't cope with more than a certain amount of emails being sent all at once. So you can just send it 1 to 500 and then click OK. It'll send those emails and then go back to finish and merge, and then go through again 501 to 1000, and then 1001 to 500, 1500, etc., etc. So you can send it in batches in that way. Once you've sent it once, there's nothing stopping you send it again and again. But I'm going to send it to all and click OK. Now you can see that running through all the different people there. And if I go into Outlook, you should be able to see, there we go. So all these emails are being sent. This is my sent items here. So you're seeing all the emails being sent out there in one go. Now the great thing about this is they're all individual emails now. So rather than it just being one email sent to a group of people, and people always do reply all, and it becomes a bit of a mess with everyone replying to the same email. These are now individual emails. I can have individual conversations with each of these people, and they're all personalized. So this goes to Dear Wendy Alto, Dear Trevor Johnson. Okay, back in my Word document, I can save this now if I want to. And when I come to reopen it again, I can edit the email if I need to. All of this in the mailings tab is still here, ready for me to have a go with. I can go to edit recipient list. It's all still linked to the original Excel, and I can finish and merge, and I can send that off again if I want to. So I can just save this and keep it for another day, or I can just close it without saving. It's now done its job. It's sent this email off to lots of people, and they're all saved in my sent items, obviously. So it's all there ready for me to use later. Okay, so that is sending a lot of emails to individual people, personalized and customized using the mail merge facility within Microsoft Word. It's also showing you how Word and Excel and Outlook can work really well together to achieve the desired effect here.